name is Madeline and today we're talking about books. Today I am bringing you a review of Salt to the Sea by Ruta Sepetys? I'm so sorry, I have no idea. I'm so awful with names. This book was in my October TBR and I finished it literally the day after I got it. I could not put this book down. I couldn't. And this isn't really the type of book I usually pick up. It's very dark, which is normal, but it's very realistic, which I do not usually read realistic fiction or historical fiction, especially young adult, because I don't think there are that many, and those that exist don't typically interest me. But this one just sounded so interesting and I really wanted to pick it up. And for those who don't know, it's a story about 4 different people, teenagers for the most part, set in 1945 during the end of the Second World War. And so they are trying to escape the Germans and the Russians because they are doing their final battles and they're trying to evacuate Germany. But they're all from different walks of life, different nationalities, and they're trying to escape, and they end up running into each other and trying to figure out their own issues and stuff like that on top of trying to escape. And it is so interesting, so fast-paced, and the chapters jump from person to person, which is done so well. This book is just written so fantastically. It's done so well because this could have been a mess, but it wasn't. It was absolutely amazing. It really was crafted geniusly because you care about all of the characters except for Alfred. I wasn't really into him. I'm trying not to be a spoiler, but I thought he was gonna have a bigger part, and then he kind of didn't and kind of petered off, and that was kind of unexpected, and he's kind of useless in the story, so I was kind of confused on why he was added. But this is one of those books that I picture myself going back and rereading and annotating because there's so much that you can miss. I'm sure I missed a lot. But it's also, what I like, is based on a true story about the Wilhelm Gustloff ship that killed over 9,000 of its about 10,000 passengers, most of which are children. And that's not a spoiler, it says on the back, but it's so good and so realistic and so heartbreaking. It is just absolutely amazing. I love this book. Not to mention, look at how beautiful the cover is. It is just so gorgeous. I'm absolutely obsessed with it. It is just one of the prettiest covers on my shelf. It is so gorgeous. And I love all of them, and I could literally go on about this book for hours, but it is just, you have to read it. It's a must read. I could see this potentially becoming required reading in schools. It's just so good, and it sets a whole new precedent for young adult books, especially realistic fiction and historical fiction. It is just way above a lot of the other books that are on the young adult shelves. It's just, it shows the potential of young adult. It can be impactful and meaningful and dark and still be considered young adult. Just like The Outsiders is technically young adult, but it's very well written and it covers a lot of dark topics. And I'm rambling again, but I just love this book so much. And I am surprised I didn't cry. I was like this close, but I wouldn't let myself. I was trying to distance myself, but I was just so in love with all of the characters. Joanna is goals, and Florian is one of my new book husbands because he's effing adorable. And Amelia, oh my god, Amelia, she is, literally getting emotional just thinking of her because I love her so much. And she deserves better. I love her. God, I'm literally crying. Like, I'm crying. But before I, like, start sobbing, that's about it I have for the review. All I can say is that I loved it. That's really all I can say, because it was just so well written and the dark topics were dealt with so well. It is kind of graphic, but I'm used to that, so if you don't like graphic stuff, especially having to deal with children, definitely don't read it. And I encourage people to do research on the Wilhelm Gustloff, because it is crazy, because I didn't even know about the ship. I had never heard its name before, and it is the worst maritime disaster in history, which is nuts to me. We all know about the Titanic and the Lithuania, but not about the Wilhelm Gustloff, which was worse than both of those when we're talking about numbers and the amount of children that were involved. I love this book, and I will definitely read more of her books in the future because it was just so well crafted, so well written. Oh my god. But anyway, yes, that was it. I'm gonna go cry now and probably reread it. So I will see you next time. Bye.